Hey guys, how are you? It is Thursday. Um, and I'm super excited because this is the day before another FSA. I don't know, I'm a little worried. This text structure, y'all, I don't know. But let's go ahead and get started. If today, guys, we are doing text structure problem and solution. If you have not done your PDN, I want you to go ahead and begin. And if you have, then we can get started. So guys, as you know, I'm not going to read the paragraph because I take it that you read it already. We're just going to go ahead and get started. So let's go ahead and look at our questions. Part A, what game was Rex playing? So when you look back in the text, you can actually use some of the keywords that let you know what game he was playing. So I go back and it says bat, right? That's a keyword. 2 outs, right? That's a keyword. Pitcher, right? Strike, all umpire. All of these are keywords that lets me know that he is playing baseball. Okay, good. And what piece of evidence supports the answer to part A? And we can look here. He knew what it meant. That has nothing to do with knowing what sport he plays, so we can eliminate A. Rex was the best on the team. That could be any team, right? It doesn't give us specifics on what game. And then C or D. I'm going to eliminate D. Because C is what tells us that he's playing baseball because it has the word pitcher. Okay, good. Now let's go on to part C. How does Rex's team probably feel? So guys, when it uses the word probably, that means that we have to make an inference, right? Because the author is not going to quite tell us how he's feeling. So when I go back up to the text, I need to pick out some evidence that's going to tell me how his team is probably feeling at the end of the text. So here we are. Rex is pitching. He is actually at bat, right? The pitcher threw the ball. They're saying strike. The pitcher threw a third time. Rex swung. Rex walked away. He knew what it meant, right? So the fact that Rex walks away from when I make an inference, guys, remember we have to use our evidence plus text schema equals inference. My schema tells me that in baseball, if you hit a home run or if you hit the ball, like you pretty much, go to the next plate, right? But if you walk away, that means that you struck out, right? And so here it's telling me that since Rex walked away, he probably struck out. And so his team most likely lost because in order for them to win, they had to tie. And so I think that the team probably most likely feels disappointed because they lost the game. Okay. That looks really ugly. Let's go back and do that again. So yeah, they're disappointed because they lost the game. And then what evidence tells us that? Basically the evidence that I literally just read, right? Rex walked away. He knew what it meant. Okay, good. All right, guys, let's go ahead and keep it moving and let's move on to our vocabulary word work. So guys, this is the last word that we're going to be learning for the week for suffix. We know that suffix is an affix placed at the end of another word. The root word is a word that does not have a prefix or a suffix added. Okay. So the word for today, the root word for today is adore, and then the suffix is able. Okay. So adore means to be loved or to love. Okay. and then able to, be able to. And then it creates the new word adorable, right? So when you put adore and able together, it creates adorable. I want you guys to notice how the word changed. Adore has an E at the end. When you put two vowels together, E and A, the E actually disappears, okay? And so it becomes ADORABLE. So then the new definitions becomes adorable is to be able to be loved. Okay? And then I'm going to create a sentence. Pepper, Miss Adams' dog Pepper is adorable. Okay? And then some synonyms that I can think of is, of course, lovable, cared for, and then antonyms, disliked, right? If you're not adorable, you're disliked, right? So the bear is adorable because he's really cute. He's cute and he's cuddly. Okay? All right, good. So let's go ahead. We're moving right along to our board equals paper. So we've been going over text structure all week. We know what it is. We know that authors, organize the text in a specific way, and that's called text structure. Text structure is the way a text is organized, okay? Now today, guys, we're going over problem and solution. Problem and solution is very straightforward. It basically tells a problem in the text, and it gives a solution or a way for the problem to be solved, okay? Now, when you look at this poster that I included, again, it tells about a problem and it gives one or more solutions. Look at the graphic organizer. So obviously the problem here is that the milk spilled. The solution is to get some paper towels and wipe it up, right? The problem is presented, the solution is presented as well. And here are some signal words that you may see. You may not necessarily see it all the time, but these are just a few words that you can look out for. So we have consequently, therefore, as a result of, thereby, leads to, because of. I'm going to tell you right now. You may not see these words, you may see these words, but there are other words that can be included in problem and solution as well. Okay, so don't get stuck to these words. All right. So now, guys, we're going to move on to our model and our guided practice. We're going to read the text, and then we're going to pick out our gist, our keywords, and then we have our little handy dandy graphic organizer here. And I kind of wanted to add a little arrow here so you guys can see that the problem is leading to the solution, okay? All right, good. So let's go ahead and begin reading. I'm going to pick out, hopefully I could pick out something that's going to stand out. Let me pick out a color that we can see while we're reading. Okay. After the fire, thousands of people were left homeless. Okay. And then, so I know that, okay, so the fire, right? That's what happened. Homeless is a problem, right? People were left homeless. Many escaped the fire with nothing except the clothes on their backs. Providing all of these people with food, clean water, and shelter was a huge task. This is the problem, guys. It's difficult, right? Many people needed food, water, and shelter, and that was the problem. Luckily, okay, that something is about to happen. The city quickly formed a relief and aid society. It looks like they're giving us a solution to our problem. This group started giving out, the food donations that were pouring in from other cities. The society built places for people to live, gathered the tools needed to rebuild their houses, and even vaccinated 64,000 people against smallpox. Okay, so guys, let's go ahead and think about, okay, what is this text about? I know it's talking about some type of fire that happened, right? And then how after the fire people were left homeless, but the city provided a solution, the Relief and Aid Society, which gave people food, water, clothes, and vaccinated people to help them during this time. So we can write our gist based on what we just learned. In this text, I learned about the problem after the fire, the problem of people being homeless after the fire, and how the city formed a group to help solve the problem. Or we can say to help give solutions. Okay? So that just was a little long, but I want you to notice how I included the text structure in the gist. We talked about the actual problem of the people being homeless after the fire, and then how the city formed this group to give solutions. And so there were many, many keywords here. This is why I told you guys in the board equals paper to not really only focus on those words, because there were many words here that helped me to know what the actual text structure was. So we have fire, we have homeless, we have nothing, right? All of these things are problem words. Huge task, luckily, right? This is where it begins to turn around. Luckily, providing, I'm typing too fast, y'all, right? Formed, and then we have relief and aid society. We have food donations. These are the solutions, right? We have built, we have gathered, rebuild, vaccination, or vaccinated, right? All of these were keywords to let us know that there were some problems and then there were some solutions. So now, guys, let's go ahead and fill out our graphic organizer. What was the problem in the text? The problem is that after the fire, there were thousands of people that were homeless. Okay, that's a huge problem. What was the solution? The city formed a relief and aid society to help people with food, tools to rebuild, and ways to get vaccinated against smallpox. And smallpox was pretty much a disease that people developed after the Chicago fire. And so this is the problem and solution, guys, right? So we're going to go into the question. Remember, whenever we have a part A and part B question, we know that it's going to be evidence that backs that up. So how does the author mostly structure this text? I automatically know that this text is problem and solution, but I want to go through the rest of the choices. I'm going to first eliminate B because it talks about how it describes the Chicago fire from beginning to end. This is not a chronological text, so I can automatically eliminate that. I can also eliminate C because this is not compare and contrast. It's not talking about how the Chicago fire was different from the Los Angeles fire. And then I'm going to also eliminate D. Like, of course, the Chicago Fire did